Do you see yourself in the camera?
What am I doing?
You were supposed to be talking to the camera.
I am talking to the camera.
Okay, very good.
Oh, wait, should I have turned around like this to talk to the camera?
No, you had it right.
Was I talking to it like this?
Yeah.
Well, why should I know about this? I don't do this.
Sometimes I don't know.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Florida Exotic. Today we're going to do something that we do weekly, if not daily, and we're trying to always find space. That's one of our biggest problems here. We've found the future. If I were to buy 50 of these things,
They'd be filled up next week.
they would. So I don't know, we're all the time pushing. So we're going to move some fish around. First thing I'm going to do is break this thing down and have Tony take these over to where we had some other capilliorettes and let him put these in there. Now what'll happen afterwards is that somebody will come along and they will scrape this tank down. And by that I mean we have a scraper like the roofers use to remove shingles, and they just scrape it down to the concrete and then fill it back up, and then we start using it once it greens up.
Basically, think of it like a razor blade on a glass aquarium. We take it and knock all the algal growth off this.
Am I allowed to say crap? Algae. And these things are like a living environment. I mean, these tanks are really, wow, goodness gracious. I don't know, I was gonna have Tony take those over, you know where those boops are, breeders?
This is a whole breeder colony, except for that gold sex fasciatus.
Which is
How the heck did that get in there?
this is that female that keeps showing up every time we look in here, and we're hanging on to her in case we have a problem with the breeders.
Maybe she's an alien, and she just like appears.
I'm gonna have to have Tony, I told him where I wanted to put these.
Hey, where are you putting that? I'm gonna try to remember this time. Ooh.
With the Alangis. Okay, so anyway, I thought there was 6 or 7 fish in here, and there's not.
Nope, I see at least 30.
Yep, these are the Mark Smith eyes. Very cool fish. I like them both. We do the Congo when we do this. I call these the capilli orange. Oh, but they're really, the name is Mark Smith eye. So, they're gonna get these moved, and I think I'm gonna have to tell Tony, where should I put these, Glenn? There's an empty tank over there, isn't there? In my tank area right now. Yeah, row 1 down the line.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna take these in.
You got more fish in the vault, Mr. Bureau.
What?
Sorry about that. I saw at least one, but
They're crafty.
probably say there's
They
two
hug
or
the
three.
sides. But after we do this, we're gonna move a tank of Kalisa and tricolors out of the vault so we can get the vault back. Then we're gonna move where's the fish you saw?
It's in there.
Mr. Blind as a bat.
It says the person who can't catch a fish.
Hey,
It's in there, trust me.
hey,
We can catch it, or whoever scrapes it down will find it.
yeah, when they find it, what will they do with it? Throw it into a tank where it doesn't belong? I mean, I had a guy once. Okay, Glenn.
Here, you hold the camera.
I think it's time for a bet.
Yeah, well,
What will the bet be?
I don't know. Turn the camera around.
I'll dye my hair. What do you mean turn it around? Am I aimed right?
You were filming.
I'll dye my hair the color it was when I was a youth. What hair I have.
There was one in here. It was only maybe 3 inches long. It wasn't one of the bigger ones.
Oh, now it's very
Well,
small.
no, but it was in here.
But small, and so therefore it was whatever. Yeah, there it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Glenn was right.
Yeah, you were right. Probably probably a little female, which is great. Very good. Okay, back to you. Now, Glenn, you want to run that into Tony? Tell him to take it.
Here, grab the camera and tell a story about the time that you went to jail.
Ah! What? What is that, one of those questions like, when'd you quit beating your wife?
Do you see yourself in the camera?
What am I doing?
You were supposed to be talking to the camera.
I am talking to the camera.
Okay, very good.
Oh, wait, should I have turned around like this to talk to the camera?
No, you had it right.
Was I talking to it like this?
Yeah.
Well, why should I know about this? I don't do this.
Sometimes.
All right, Glenn, fill that up. So like I said, these are
You want a big bucket or small?
big. There's a lot of fish in here.
They're on big.
These are F1 tricolor, Impimbui, Sip, Chromis, Black Bee, whatever you want to call it. And then these are F1 Anantopsis coesis. What, Tony?
What did you want the Eris with again?
No, nothing. There's so many of them. I didn't know there were that many. So there's an empty tank on row 1 over there.
Oh, and you can't eat it.
Yeah, put them in that empty tank for now, and then we'll figure out the rest of them that are in with those boops.
They're breeders.
Yeah, but so are the ones in the boops. Tony, before you do that, bring me a big bucket, because there's too many fish here. So these guys are going to go into a white tub over in what we fondly refer to as the Tanganyikan area. So the light colored ones are the Kalisa, and the other ones are the tricolors. That's a lot of fish. I don't know if I got them all. Okay. All right, now we do not want to spill this bucket. But again, this tank is going to get scraped down, and I'll put money on it. It's full of fish in a week. Because I got fish in the warehouse right now that got to come out. So that's what's going to happen. These Kalisas have really, really grown. And this is cool because it's kind of neat that the Kalisas are on the bottom. Whoa! And the tricolors stay up top. So they really don't interfere with each other. And we feed them. These guys are probably getting, what do you think, Glenn? A little nano?
Yep, nano and brine shrimp. They had a lot of brine shrimp growing up.
But the nano,
some powderized nano, and some flake.
Yeah, they got powderized nano to start with. Now, what does that mean? Well,
take our nano and put it in a coffee grinder.
Yes. So when you have, like, these guys have, these sips have really teeny mouths, and the nano is very small, and they're eating it to this size, no problem. But when they're very, very teeny, we try to get them off of the shrimp. Shrimp's great. Whoa, but it's really, it's not, you know, for an ever food, because it's really just a lot of water.
It gets their gut active.
It gets them eating.
Starts them eating.
Yeah, when they're just coming out, and they can't handle nano. So we grind the nano, make it into a powder, and when you do, you have to kind of shake it on the surface of the tank to get it to sink. And they scarf it up. Next thing you know, they're eating 1.5. But I always like to throw nano even to the bigger sips, because they're eating as the food falls.
It's a treat.
Huh?
It's a treat.
Yeah, and it's higher protein, which is like feeding a baby formula. You don't want to feed it to them its whole life. They'll never be a little chubby. Okay, now, we're not going to show you walking over there, but I will show you when we get there what we're doing. All right, so anyway, we'll catch you in about, What do you care how long it is? We'll be over there.
The next cut will be us over there. Ta-da!
Yeah. Okay, here we are over in what we call, fondly referred to as the Tanganyika tank area. But there's other things over here too. It started off being, this is all that's going in here, and that changed immediately. So I'm gonna put this here because I'm gonna show them these tricolors that we put out several months ago. But we got a clean white tub. And the only thing I'm concerned about, Glenn, is do we have a micro screen for it? Yeah, I see it. No, yeah, I do. But we don't have a rubber band. These guys, this is ready, right?
Yep.
Okay. Make sure, we go over there, turn the water off just to make sure I don't need anything in here. Nothing. I'm going to kind of wrap this. It's not going to be totally wrapped.
Yeah.
If we
so
come back,
explain what
this is probably
this screening.
This
and then we take
the sips are they're going to be at the surface. So when we first put them out here, the last thing we want them to do is swim through these holes and get out. And we found, I mean, I've had it happen. If one fish starts going out, as a school, they'll just follow it and go out, and they'll all be gone. I think we lost a whole thing of in combi until we started putting those.
Yeah, and that was very strange.
Yeah, so now we
typically not a surface
no.
swimmer.
And one day we walked out there and it was in the warehouse, so we know nothing got them, and all of them were gone. You know, and then so now we use a piece of foam over it. But we have to remember to come out here with a rubber. We're going to come out here in about a few more minutes and we'll bring a rubber band. So we just put a rubber band around here and hold this. Once the sips get a little bit bigger, then we take that screen off and we're fine. So anyway, this is probably 600 gallons, 700. They came out of 300. So we're going to let them out in here and see what's going on. This is all one check on Clesis, but it looks like with the size of these sips, these were probably checked twice.
Some of those are almost 2 inches already.
Yep. And these, I'll show you some on the way out of here that we put out several months ago. And now they've grown up. Now they're when we come out here next time, they're going to have their outdoor color. If you notice, these sips look kind of, when they hit the water here, they look kind of paled out. Well, once they hit the sunshine, they change color, get darker. But now for the first day here, they're going to swim around in a big circle around each other until they find out what to do. So, all right, so that the guy picking up the dumpster. Hey, I came over to show you these tricolors, but on the way over, I noticed these guys right here. These are our, I think we filmed putting these out. These are our F1 Petro Travassis that we're growing up for breeders, which we didn't do the first year we had them, which was stupid. But anyway, here they are. And they look great. Let's see if I can get some color on them. It's a little male probably. But I'm thinking there's a nice male. And these are great. I'm thinking we got a lot of, we should come out here with my magnifying glass and pull out.
The sun came back up. Pick up that big one again, wherever you went.
Okay. Sun's coming in and out today. It's really crazy.
Green, but I don't know, it's hard to see the iridescence and all the patterns.
Yep, they're beautiful.
Fish.
But I'm thinking we should come out here and do some sexing on them if we can. Pull out some of these extra males, and we don't need them all, and make it work. Down the road we have, this is another nice male. Beautiful. And they're gonna get about this big and start breeding. Wild, we get them in about this big. They're a neat Petrochromis. We do the red Bulu also. Those are beautiful too, but a little bit more aggressive.
What was that?
That was like I don't know, a reiteration of instead of me just saying they're flat out mean as they can be. Now, why don't you trace it a little bit toward me? I mean, I could do it, but it's, I don't want to bust my arm up.
Okay,
I'm coming to you. You don't have to do anything.
Very slow.
Yeah.
Very slow.
Okay, just tip them into my net.
Very slow.
That's
okay,
plenty.
You got 'em.
Now, these guys have been out here. I don't think the date's still on the side of the tank, but look at these guys. I mean, they're gorgeous. And they're F1s, and they're in full color. So full color, and they're fat and healthy. Sometimes when the wilds come in, it takes me 2 months to get them in shape. Tricolor. Got the black dorsal, the blue body, the yellow tail. And here, believe it or not, is a female Nigra pinus.
And she's holding.
Yeah, and look at this.
There's got to be a male in there somewhere. There he is.
Male Nigra pinus.
All that going on with all the tricolors. Well, there's more fish in the tank. So
Oh, there's a lot more fish, and there's a loopy in here and everything. So I should tell Tony to come get these Nigra pinus out of here, because these fish aren't the greatest breeders. So we need more breeders. So that's a nice pair.
Look at her mouth.
I mean, that's crazy. They've probably been spitting out babies in here, and they don't make it. All right, so now we're going to go in the warehouse, grab the next thing that's coming out here, so we'll catch you when we get in there. See ya. Okay, I'm going to let Glenn climb up there. I don't like it. But I dropped the tank down, meaning I drained it. These Chilo tilapia rhodesii came into the warehouse, looks like on 5/15. Little teeny guys, but not real teeny. They're gonna go out. And again, this tank right here, this 50-gallon, it'll be full in no time at all. And then we'll be looking for a place from it. In fact, Tamla's got 2 tanks over there with yellow calvus, a tremendous amount of them. So hopefully they'll be moved over here, let them grow up a little bit, and then they'll go out. These tanks are kind of front glass is messed up, but these are a retmodus. They're going to go out shortly. We usually put them out with some kind of an upper water fish, maybe a stip, maybe some foe, and they'll hang on the bottom the whole time. There's always 1 or 2 fish that toward the end you go, maybe they need to be whatever. I don't want to say squished. I think I saw a couple more, unfortunately. They get around the pipes, they get on the edges, they get everywhere. That's it. All right, so we're going to catch you out at the tank where we're taking them. This is where we're going to put the rhodesii. This is what it looks like with the little screen around it. And like I said, that'll stay on for maybe a month. It's mainly right now, initially, that we need it, because these fish, I don't want to say they're stupid, but they will go out the drain. This tank's probably 350, 400 gallons. I'm going to raise these up and start selling them at 1.5 inches, 1.75 inches. Eventually, on the next batch, I'll put them somewhere to try to raise to adults. But I'm not going to raise a ton of these. But anyway, I'm throwing some extreme
nano.
Yeah. Andy should send me some extreme
Coffee.
Jars. Or he should send me some labels for this.
Well, you know what happens to the jars that we get in.
Yeah.
Tony gets in there with a wet hand, and then
Yeah. That's the killer of food.
Turns to mush.
Moisture and heat. So if you get food,
Keep it dry.
don't put your wet hands in there and then mess around with it. It just clumps up. But anyway, I'm going to write Rhodesii on the side. And we have 2 types of Rhodesii, so I'm putting CH and 6-4. That way we can kind of keep track of them. So anyway, should we walk out there and show them the lychees on the trees?
I don't know if there's any.
Oh, there's a ton of them over there. We're going to walk out here and show you something in a minute, but I'm going to go feed the fish we took out earlier on the way out. So let me turn that water back on. See you in a minute. Now these are the lychees I think we showed you when they were blooming. They need a certain amount of cold to do their thing. This is a Brewster variety. These things are a cool fruit, but you're either going to love them or you're going to hate them. But you peel them like this, and then there's a seed in here, so I just pop them in my mouth. And they're excellent. Used to be times when people would be in here, I'd come up front and there'd be people with mouthfuls of them saying, oh, we just came to check your lychee to see if they're sweet. I say, yeah, lychee. And a guy stole them from us one time, a kid, cut them off, and then they ate them the whole way home. So we followed them all the way home by the lychee shells, and banged on the door, and the father came to the door, and he said, hey, did your sons come home with some lychees or somebody at the house? Yeah, they did. I said, well, we just followed them here. And he said, oh, really? He called him forward. And he said, oh, so you're going to press charges? I said, absolutely not. But he said, well, I am. So I think he took care of it. But anyway, this is lychees. They start blooming about January, and then this is the Brewster variety. It's a late variety. The other variety is Mauritius. I love this variety more. It's sweeter, bigger fruit. But they're going to keep picking these till they're all gone. So anyway, thanks for being with us. Remember to subscribe,
Like, comment,
like,
share.
and comment, and everything. And see y'all later.